This is Galileo 2333, leader of the Intimate Relationship Protection Front. I think there's a slow, long-term effort. I'm actually detecting this one early. There's a long-term effort to phase out microwave ovens as a household appliance. If you notice anything about kitchen appliances and household stuff, there's been a kind of a big increase in popularity of air fryers and really kind of very, very advanced kind of convection ovens and steam ovens and that kind of stuff, and infrared cooking devices that can cook a lot faster than a conventional oven, but they're not as fast as a microwave, but they're significantly faster than a conventional oven, and some of them reportedly are almost as fast as a microwave oven, a significant fraction of the speed of a microwave oven, to the extent that people are willing to use that instead of a microwave oven, because they produce much better food quality results. They actually brown the food and make it taste like real food, because sometimes microwave food cooked in a microwave isn't quite as good, in terms of actually being able to really cook the food, that kind of taste and the texture, and especially kind of the baking, make it really taste like it's baked food. The microwave doesn't really do that very well. And these other types of ovens that are coming up, the air fryers, the convection, and they can do that a lot better and be significantly faster than a conventional oven, and up to a significant fraction, although still slower than a microwave. And I think the reason that I think there's a long-term slow effort to phase out the possession of microwave ovens, because it's possible. It's increasingly becoming aware. People are increasingly becoming aware of this. So that although extremely dangerous, it's extremely dangerous to do anything with the parts from a microwave oven. It's possible to design a device that can take down police drones. That can seriously be turned into a weapon against a lot of high-tech government equipment. Something that can take down a swarm of drones. And that could seriously mess up police communications equipment and radar equipment and every type of AI sensors. It could even probably be used to zap surveillance cameras. And also, because microwave oven transformers and a magnetron, it's possible to fabricate. I don't know if anyone's ever thought of this, but my idea, and I think we need to start doing this, is one type of device, and I will give a disclaimer, this is extremely illegal. To be using this type of device. And once we start using these, and if we start using this type of device, the government is going to very quickly, probably afterwards, take action to make much quicker bans on microwave equipment. But this is a type of device, and also I will give a disclaimer. It's also extremely dangerous. It's because there voltages that are inside of a microwave oven. Consider this equivalent to fractal wood burning. Anyone who's ever heard of the fractal wood burning, it's a kind of arts and crafts kind of thing where people make fractal patterns on pieces of wood, kind of as an art, as a decorative kind of piece out of a slab of wood, by attaching a microwave oven transformer, the voltages from it, and causing like lightning bolts to go across the wood and make these pretty patterns. And it's extremely dangerous. A lot of people have actually been electrocuted doing it. It's said to be the most dangerous kind of artwork. So there's if anyone's building or fabricating or especially testing this kind of device, consider the danger level to be equivalent to fractal wood burning. When you're developing a device, and with fabrication of the device, it's going to have to be inside of an insulated compartment. We're going to have to design a box or a fixture for this. Maybe get some of the 3D printers involved in this, and keep in mind, 3D printers. The government's is going to be quickly moving to ban any type of 3D printing models that are used to develop these kind of parts. So we're going to have to take over the 3D printers, and we're going to have to circumvent and hack the government, and that in itself is also illegal. Remember, the jury nullification applies to every one of these things. As long as it's a jury trial system, jury nullification applies to every one of these. And continuous attacks on the government, booby trap everything, and ambush law enforcement. The government needs to be removed. And anyway, this entire the thing, I'm thinking of a device that's about the size of a bullhorn. That uses tool batteries, uses power tool batteries. They have big lithium, like portable cordless tool batteries. They can power a full-size circular saw with a lithium battery, and so there's enough energy in a lot of those newer power tools, cordless tools, to operate a kitchen microwave oven for a short period of time. Because it's not like you're actually having to really use long stuff. You only have to, during a tactical situation, you're only using this thing for a few seconds at a time. during a, for a total of, maybe even, you're just giving short little bursts out there to, blast the drones out of the sky and blast stuff, and you can create, batteries, that kind of stuff. I mean, just like ammunition, like any other type of weapon. But something about the size of a bullhorn, because I'm thinking of bullhorn because a microwave has like a waveguide on the front of it, kind of horn-shaped waveguide, a waveguide, a metal waveguide that projects out like a horn. So that's another part that we would have to fabricate, like a metal horn-shaped device to act as a waveguide to fit onto the front of the magnetron. So holding the device would actually be similar size and weight to a large bullhorn. That you could carry around. A lot of protesters, a lot of people that go against the government are familiar with carrying something the size and weight of a bullhorn and directing a bullhorn at things. So they'd be familiar generally with the size and shape and the weight of this device. It would be like a large bullhorn. You could carry that would emit microwave radiation. Not only that, it also acts as a weapon. Any person in the path of this is gonna feel extreme burning pain. It's not going to be as big or as powerful as a lot of the military devices used against crowds, but it's enough to if several police officers approach, it's going to burn enough to be incapacitating, and it's going to fry their electronic devices. It's going to fry out their body cams. And that's another thing about their body cameras. Police body cameras are adding all the surveillance devices. One thing that might make it something, a lot of people think it's kind of psychologically difficult to attack or kill a person. Think of killing a police officer as no different than cutting down a flock pole, cutting down a flock camera. Cutting down a police officer is no different than cutting down a robot. It's a robot that has some weapons. It's a robot that can attack you and that can kill you. So you're going to have to bring weaponry that can defeat that. And it's going to fight back, but it's a robot. A police officer is a robot. Just think of it as destroying any other robot or cutting down a flock camera to cut down a police officer and become a combat soldier of the enemy. And that can be destroyed, and that would be the good act. This is obviously very illegal. The government is going to fight back. They're going to charge us. They're going to try everything they can to lock us up and to mass incarcerate us and to kill us. But the government needs to be removed so that people can have relationships. The government is the ones who are making it so the guys can't have relationship with the girls and women. Our mission is to overthrow the government and make it so that the guys can have relationship with girls, and that adults can have sexual activity with children without interference. We're going to establish the government that legalizes that activity. But in order for that to happen, the government that's in power now has to be removed. And it would be nice if they surrendered. It would be nice if they surrendered peacefully before we have to do too much of, or ideally, any of this type of warfare against the government. It's really bad. It's going to kill a lot of us. It might come to that. The government, because they're really starting to overreach nowadays with their flock, their drones, or the police drones and that kind of stuff, and the immigration enforcement. The border should be completely open. There shouldn't even be any rules on crossing the border in between countries. So this is going to be really, this is really justified to use all this stuff against ICE and against every other law enforcement. And the local and federal law enforcement is the same thing. We're going to treat the local and the federal regardless of political affiliation, because remember, both sides are against us. Both the Democrats and the Republicans are the enemy. And the progressives and the conservatives, they're both enemy. So we're going to destroy both the Trump supporters and the Biden supporters. That's one of the thing of microwave devices is a really big thing, and it's possible to fabricate a device portable. Hypothetically, a portable device that's about the size and weight of a bullhorn that can project microwaves. And I will also give another thing about microwaves. Don't really hurt them. People think it's gonna cause like radioactive genital injury. It's non-ionizing radiation, so it's gonna burn, it's gonna heat things up, but it's not specifically gonna target your reproductive capabilities like actual radiation of your sperm, that kind of stuff, because it's not ionizing radiation. But it can cause serious burns. Of course, that can include burns to the genitalia, but against the enemy, it's justified. And I'm going to give another, that might even be even more of a thing. We should specifically be targeting the police officers' genitalia, because if they're going to cut our dicks off, if they're going to attack us, and it's also the male inmates, also the inmates in prison, because the inmates in prison are another enemy of ours. In terms of a pedophile, in terms of being a supporter of or an ally of adult and child sexual activity, or an ally of pedophiles, that the other inmates and the guards are on the same side. And I think if they want to destroy our genitalia, they train their police dogs specifically to bite our dicks off and our balls off. And there's states that want to impose physical castration for sex offenses. So we're going to do that to them, and we're going to target them, among other things. I mean, our mission is to kill them and get rid of them. But any type of torturing, it is justified to go against the police officers and the other inmates and the other prison inmates' genitalia, in part of the torturing and killing of them. If it comes to this type of a civil war, if it takes an actual war to remove the establishment from existence. This is the Intimate Relationship Protection Front. Galileo 2033 signing off.